My name's Sarah Campbell and I work for MSD Animal Health as a veterinary advisor. Today we're here on the farm of Peter and Thomas Hanrahan in County Kilkenny, and I've been invited here to speak at the Teagasc Green Acres Farm Walk. And today I'll be discussing with the farmers the importance of vaccination as part of a herd health programme on farm. Why vaccinate? There's a few important things that we need to remember when we think of animal health. So animal health is a delicate balance between the level of immunity and also the burden of challenge on that particular farm from various different pathogens that possibly can cause disease. How farmers use vaccines is very important. So when we think about the different types of vaccines, for example, live or inactivated vaccines, really does depend then on how we actually use those vaccines. So live vaccines are very useful. They mimic natural infection very well, and therefore usually one dose of a live vaccination is sufficient. However, inactivated vaccines are very different in how they challenge the immune system, and really the second dose of the primary course is so important. The first dose is often the priming shot, and then the second dose then followed up 4 or 6 weeks later, depending on the schedule of that particular vaccine, is the actual dose that will provide the immunity for the 6 months or year, really depending on which vaccine you're using. And also the route of administration is very important. So if a vaccine is to be administered intranasally or intramuscularly or subcutaneously, then the product protocol should be followed. The timing of vaccination is very important. So ideally the primary course or the booster dose should be administered prior to the next risk period in order to benefit from a maximum immune response and to provide protection. There's often a lot of environmental factors that can influence animal health, so it's also important to look at the housing, the hygiene, also the biosecurity within a housing and animal population, and as well as that, making sure that all animals in the population have received the vaccine in order to benefit from population immunity. In a dairy calf to beef system, it's very important to think about the diseases that we need to be protecting this particular group against. So in baby calves up to 1 month of age, we know from the All-Ireland Disease Surveillance Report every year that diarrhoea is the biggest cause of mortality in this age group. Therefore, it's very important that the dam has been vaccinated against calf diarrhoea so that whenever the calf is born, it will benefit from those antibodies in colostrum. So that's so important for that age group. From 1 month old onwards, bovine respiratory disease, or pneumonia as we'd often call it, is the biggest cause of mortality. Therefore, it's very important that we protect against the bugs that cause pneumonia from 1 month onwards. And those bugs, we're thinking about the viral agents like PI3, BRSV, and occasionally IBR. And in terms of bacteria, we're thinking of our Pasteurella pneumonia. So it's very important that we get those primary courses completed, especially before weaning, because we know weaning is a big risk period and a big source of stress on calves. And oftentimes farmers may see a peak in cases of pneumonia around this time.